This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we're taking a look back at possibly the greatest year in movies, 1999.
Geek Boner.
Back when there were still original ideas in Hollywood. In this first edition of the Best Movies of 99, we discuss the Best Picture Oscar winner, American Beauty, and The Sixth Sense, Fight Club, and The Matrix. All that and more in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, July 2nd, 2020.
Oh, hi, I didn't hear you come in. This is Ross Marquand from The Walking Dead, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. Now, if somebody could please explain to me what a geek boner is, my life would be complete. Until then, rock on, nation.
Check. Check one. All right. This is really fans out there. Let's give it up. We jockin', we nerdin'. We funny, disturbing. We jockin', we nerdin'. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah. We jockin', we nerdin'. We funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. I'm jockin', we nerdin'. We spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. What's up, listener? Welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us, of course, the internet's favorite Felty, a puppet who goes through lint rollers like toilet paper. It's Rugboy. What's up, Rugs?
How do you like my boobs, Imran?
Your boobs in that Twitter video were amazing. Listener, follow Rugboy on Twitter at ReallyRugboy. You'll get a scandalous thank you cameo video. That was amazing.
I was wearing a bikini.
I will put a link to that in the show notes. You just ruined the reveal. It was an amazing reveal.
Oh.
But people should go watch it anyways.
That's the reason to watch it.
Wait, was there a lint roller shortage by you during this pandemic here? Was it a problem?
Why? What are you trying to say? My tits look linty?
Yeah, it was. I think you need a little scroll, a little rub down.
Yeah.
A little linty up down.
Well, listen, it's hard times right now.
It is.
These things are in demand. The shelves are empty.
But you know what, Anthony? We have something that can help everyone out there. And I want to say shout out to listener Pat Downey. Pat Downey will be getting a lot of mentions this episode for buying a bunch of merchandise, specifically a Jock and Nerd mask.
Oh, Jock and Nerd.
Posting a photo to the Facebook group. If you look at your podcast app right now, you will see the picture of amazing Pat Downey with this mask on. You guys need masks. We got them, listener. What?
Can we take a bet on which store that he's in this photo?
Yeah, well, it might be. I don't know. It looks like a Kohl's or Old Nate. No, I don't know.
So wait, no. Well, you get one guess, Imran.
Okay, I'm going to say Kohl's. I don't know.
I say TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx. Are those still around? Anthony, what do you think? Where is it?
What is it? You'll like the way you look. I guarantee it. What's
Men's
that?
Warehouse?
Men's Warehouse.
Men's Warehouse.
All right, so
Yeah.
if any of us win, Pat, you'll let us
That's a
know.
classy guy. I think it's Men's Warehouse. But if you go to jockandnerd.com/shop right now, there's a little column on the left. It says masks. You can get all of our designs as masks. This one that he's wearing is the basic model at $10. And then they sell the pleated models. They're $15. And buy them all up.
Pleated models.
Yeah, there's pleated models. Right, Anthony? You're going to need multiple masks. And we have them right here for everyone.
Yeah, you need a few because you're going to put some in the wash and then you're going to go out while those are in the wash. So yeah, I would say a few.
Can I tell you also what what I realize I need to carry is mints, because when you start wearing a mask, you realize your fucking breath is like, what am I doing?
Oh, shit.
So
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Right?
After a while, I was going, whoa.
Yeah, hello.
What am I smelling? Wait a minute, this is me.
Yeah, exactly. But this is my CO2 coming back at me. I need a mint. So Altoids and masks in the car at all times. Very important, but do not put hand sanitizer in the car. It explodes. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I've seen. So this one story, the guy left it on his dashboard in the sun, and the fucking thing exploded. It melted his car.
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
Well, that seems like a dumb thing to do.
It's alcohol. So like an
Put it in the
extreme
glove box.
Yeah, put it in the glove. In extreme heat, don't leave it out. That's what I'm
Don't
saying.
be a shithead.
And buy a mask. jockandnerd.com/shop. Get your mask now. Let's get started, fellas.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
All right, well, Anthony, explain to the listener what we're doing this week. We had a lot of fun. It was episode 328.
Yeah.
Your idea, looking at the Best Picture Oscar race of 1994, where there were 3 amazing movies, all came out the same year, all nominated for Best Picture. It was crazy.
Right, yeah. And so we were trying to think of something to do at the end of last week's show, post-show, and we liked the idea of revisiting the Oscars and good movie years. And we looked at 1999, and we looked at the Oscar nominees, and those were good. But then we just looked at the amount of films that were released in 99.
Yeah.
And holy shit, as Imran just pushed a little button to say, holy crap, this year is amazing. So we didn't just limit ourselves to Oscar movies. We decided to pick 4 movies from this group. But let me just read the movies that came out in 99 real quick.
Okay.
I'm just pull it up. Because it's a wide range of movies. I know you have a bunch of notes here, Ron, that you can get into.
So while you pull that up, let's just remind the listener, 1999, the nation was nervous about Y2K. Nothing happened. Bill Clinton was our president. Britney Spears releases her first single, A Much Simpler Time, in our collective consciousness there. I think you could agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
People were doing some really risky shit. And getting away with murder.
In terms of movies, right, Ruggs? Or just in general?
Or OJ.
I mean, a lot of people, Empire, or OJ, yes. Empire also, a lot of articles calling this maybe the greatest year in movies and possibly the last great year in movies. And there's a number of reasons that might also be true, why we haven't seen another year like that. But yeah, it was a year of risk-taking, of genre movies, of all kinds of budgets.
There was a wavelength. A lot of people were on the same wavelength, too, in these movies. You'll see, as you look at them, there's a lot of things in common.
There are a lot. The movies we're going to talk about, which I've already probably mentioned in the intro, but we'll say it again, have a lot of similarities, even though they're different movies. But these themes repeated themselves in the movies of 1999 specifically.
Yeah. So here's just some of the movies. I mean, I'm going to be forgetting a couple that you guys maybe even
we'll go through it in
in.
News from the Nation. I got a whole list from the Nation.
Yeah, so here's the list that I have, and we're going to talk about some of these. The first 4 we're going to talk about, The Matrix, American Beauty, Sixth Sense, Fight Club. In that, 2 Oscar nominees and 2 movies we just picked.
Yeah, that were amazing.
Out of these. But along with that, you got Iron Giant, Being John Malkovich, The Green Mile, Eyes Wide Shut, Talented Mr. Ripley, Magnolia, Varsity Blues, American Pie, Galaxy Quest, Office Space, The Blair Witch Project, Cider House Rules, The Insider, Election, Boys Don't Cry,
Amazing.
10 Things I Hate About You,
Amazing.
Toy Story 2, Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, and the list just keeps going.
So here you have a year with thrillers, horror movies, rom-coms, teen movies, family cartoons, genre-defining movies of all types of budgets, and most of them are original. You know, the only thing 1999 had that wasn't original that was huge was the return of Star Wars with the release of The Phantom Menace and Pixar making their first ever sequel in Toy Story 2, which is a great sequel. But this was also the time when it was the rise of the indie directors, the indie films, like the movies you mentioned. You had the new wave of directors like Spike Jonze, Charlie Kaufman, Paul Thomas Anderson, David Fincher, Wes Anderson, M. Night Shyamalan, the Wachowskis, David O. Russell, Mike Judge, Sam Mendes, Sofia Coppola, and then established directors like Michael Mann, Scorsese, Stanley Kubrick, David Lynch, Spike Lee, Cronenberg, Jim Jarmusch all had movies come out in 1999. Ruggs, what else do you remember about that year in terms of the movies?
I mean, I went to the movies a lot. I think this is when I started to really become cinephile Rugboy.
Yeah, I was 23, so it was the perfect age to get swept into this.
There's some shitty movies too, but
sure.
Definitely. But I mean, like there was it was a post Quentin Tarantino thing where it kind of propelled this indie market, these indies, and it made people take more risks because no one could see that, people were starting to want more of these risky films. So you had like Go, you had Ghost Dog, you had all of these kind of movies that like you wouldn't think would come out. Like
Run,
kind of
Lola,
like
Run.
Yeah, Run, Lola, Run.
Yeah.
Boondock Saints.
Well, I think you can thank Tarantino for, a lot of these movies had really crazy editing, non-linear storytelling. Studios were giving money to these risky projects, something that seems so weird right now, where all that stuff is on the streaming platforms, these were all risk-taking movies from big budget studios with stars and all sizes.
What's interesting is like this era is basically before the internet really started to boom.
Yes.
So you have kind of this end of the world kind of feel, right?
Yeah.
Like the 99 to no one knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
And it's just kind of crazy looking back as I am now Stanley Kubrick reincarnated, looking back on these movies.
It's Kubrick's last movie this year also. Yeah,
right.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Just the amount of films, whether you ranging from what you thought of them, whether they be good, bad, or great, just the amount of films that came from this era that still to this day influence pop culture and filmmaking.
Yeah.
It's just insane. I was blown away looking back at all these movies going, holy shit, this all came out during the same year. There's, by the way, a couple more movies.
Yeah.
South Park movie came out that year.
That's a big one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Notting Hill was really popular back then.
Julia Roberts had two big movies that year.
Yeah.
There was a 007 movie.
Right.
All right.
There was.
So he had a
everything.
007 movie, a Godzilla movie.
There was
Godzilla
everything.
2000.
Jeez.
And, you had like like cartoons, you had all that type of shit.
I mean, you had offbeat projects. All these movies are like cult
Talented
favorites.
Mr. Ripley, 13th Floor. There's so many. There's a lot of good movies.
Personal
There's really
movies, idea-driven movies, trying to connect with audiences, with smart and geeky writer-directors and the young wave of directors. You also had the DVD boom. This is when, remember how big, two of the movies we're going to talk about, Fight Club, especially The Matrix, was the biggest selling DVD. That was like when DVDs exploded. I remember everybody had that DVD.
Absolutely.
Also, this year, Netflix started their monthly DVD subscription, starting to do that shift. And also, this is right before all the creativity kind of shifted TV, before HBO put out The Sopranos and just had this run of amazing shows for like the next 2 decades. This was that year right before that. So this is why probably this is the last great year we're ever going to have a year that has so many original crazy projects in one year. So now to get closer to the movies we're going to talk about, because there was the themes we were talking about.
How do we pick these movies? Like, why did we go about
we should get into how we picked them.
Well, one of them won the Best Picture.
that we had to talk about?
Yes.
Well, here, do it this way.
Yeah.
The Best Picture so we originally for 90, the last one we did 94, we did Best Picture nominees.
Yeah,
so
it was easy.
99's Best Picture nominees: American Beauty, Cider House Rules, Green Mile, Insider, and Sixth Sense. Now, 5 really good movies, but doesn't really encompass some of the pop culture things that came out that year. So in picking our movies, American Beauty we picked because it won.
Yeah.
It won, and we'll get into our thoughts.
Yeah.
Sixth Sense we picked as well. It's Oscar nominee, but that one kind of is still talked about to this day. I see dead people.
Absolutely.
This the effect on the horror genre. It's a new director at the time. He was, I think, when there was like articles that he's the next great thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. And then,
those are the 2 movies.
Yeah.
Then we picked 2 movies that pop culturally and for their genre kind of redefine things.
Yeah.
The Matrix, obvious pick, right?
Yeah.
And then Fight Club is like every guy's favorite movie that likes movies.
2 huge movies that still resonate to this day. You could see their influence directly in everything right now.
And I would just say right now, too, when we were picking these movies, it was very hard to narrow this down to 4.
So we're going to do more of these. We might do another one next week, but this year has so many movies, and I wanted to focus on 4. There's no way you can talk about all these movies in one show.
Yeah, we have to watch them all.
Yes. And
I pushed it to 4 because I was like, we need to at least do these 4.
No, these 4 are great, and I'm super pumped
I'm pumped.
to talk about these movies. And you'll notice a lot of themes that are similar in these movies and the movies of the 90s. Like,
what's your history? Did you rewatch these 4? Have you seen them enough to talk about them?
Let's just get into it. Let's start. We can do movie by movie. Let us know if you've rewatched it again. Right. I want to get started. I'm going to hit the spoiler button, but these are movies that are 21 years old. You had 21 years to watch the fucking movies, all right? Don't be mad. I'm only giving the spoiler once.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Let's start with the Oscar Best Picture winner and a lot of other winners, American Beauty. Who did you guys, let's just start with, did you rewatch this?
I did.
I did also, and I think it's probably the second time I've watched it, and the first time was when it came out. So there's a 20-year gap. I will say, rewatching a lot of these movies, some movies I changed the way I felt about them based on watching them again 20 years later. It's been very interesting. Anthony, what's your history with American Beauty?
This was the first time I've seen it.
Holy shit. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Fantastic. That's very interesting because myself,
I kind of knew about it.
Yeah.
Like I knew that it won the Oscar.
Yeah.
I knew little things here and there,
Yeah.
but first time I've ever sat down.
Wow. Rotten Tomatoes, American Beauty clocking in at 87%, 8.15 out of 10 on the average rating. Box office, this movie was made for a slim $15 million, goes on worldwide to make $356 million.
Oh, shit.
$350 million. Huge box office success and return. This movie is directed by Sam Mendes. His feature film debut, first movie this guy does. He just gave us 1917, a bunch of other great movies, and written by Alan Ball, who is best known for television, writing 6 Feet Under and I think True Blood. Did he write True Blood?
I don't know.
He's best known for 6 Feet Under and True Blood and American Beauty. This one wins Best Picture, Best Actor for Kevin Spacey, Best Director for Sam Mendes, Best Original Screenplay, Best Cinematography. It was also nominated Best Actress, Original Music Score, and Film Editing. The first contemporary set Best Picture winner since The Silence of the Lambs 8 years earlier. Of course, main cast, you have Kevin Spacey as Lester Burnham, Annette Bening as his wife, Thora Birch as his daughter, Wes Bentley as the creepy next-door neighbor with the camera, Mina Suvari as the high school cheerleader, and Allison Janney and Chris Cooper as the creepy kids, Ricky's parents. That's kind of your main. And there's a John Cho cameo. I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, John. I was like, oh shit, John Cho. But this, so yeah, this movie, out of all of them, my feelings really changed because when I first saw this, I was, like I said, I was 23. Could relate more to the kids. And now I'm watching this and I'm like 2 years older than Lester is in the movie.
Oh, shit.
Right? This is a different perspective.
I remember when
altogether.
I first saw this movie.
Yeah.
And I was working for like a bunch of 40-year-old dudes. And I came in, I said, I saw this movie, American Beauty. It was fucking phenomenal. And they had both had already seen it, and they're like, it's not phenomenal. It's sick. It's a sick movie. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then now as I watch it as a guy in his 40s, I'm like, oh, I can see what they're saying.
Anthony, you just watched it for the first time. Give us the plot real quick. What's this movie about in like 2 lines?
Basically, it's about this guy, this suburban middle-class guy who's just unhappy with his fucking life and decides to switch things up once he meets his daughter's hot friend, and along the way he encounters a bunch of people that are equally fucked up in their own ways.
Yeah, it's kind of a commentary on suburbia, white collar dissatisfaction, identity. It talks about and beauty and power and respect, and a midlife crisis and teenage angst, split personas.
In the late 90s, right?
Yeah.
Or in the mid to late 90s, you had this like technology boom, right?
Yeah.
So people were literally graduating college and making $100,000 a year.
That wasn't
right?
me. Who were these
All right.
people?
They were making like 50 grand to 100 grand a year.
Yeah.
They were freaking, it was like this technology boom. If you were in the technology field and you were in New York or whatever, you were good. And so basically like there was this like, there was this feeling of like, everybody's going to be fine. So this struggle seemed to have gone away. Like we were like climbing up through the 80s to try and get back to like a good economy. So that tech bubble and all that other stuff made people feel like they had achieved their goals already.
Right.
And then they had nothing to build towards, and they just were on the way down. So like everything is just downhill from here. That was like that was a very 90s thing. Like you became complacent.
Yep.
You kind of achieved some kind of life.
Yeah.
And then you were like bored with it.
Well, everyone's trying to break out of their cubicle life, their
Right.
life that was repetitive, routine, wanted to feel alive. Anthony, from the research I've done, it seemed that when this movie first came out, critics loved it, hugely favorable, and it seems in the past few years it's kind of fall out of fashion and it's gotten some slack. What do you
got a lot of things working against it right
you
now.
do have an accused sexual predator as the lead.
Yeah.
That's one.
Right. Yeah.
So what did you think watching this now?
Yeah, so this is the movie out of these four that is, I would say, people are like, that wasn't that great. That probably shouldn't have won. There's probably better movies.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it should have won. Yes.
And it's, you also have an accused sexual predator playing a sexual predator in the movie.
Yes.
So it really hasn't aged well in terms of that specific thing.
He nails
but
that role, though.
he does nail that role. That being said, I watched this movie for the first time, and by the end of it, I went, "This thing is a fucking masterpiece."
Oh wow!
I went, "This is amazing.
Shit.
This is an amazing fucking movie about." So I wrote down each movie and what the theme of this. Each
What's
movie,
the
in my
theme
opinion.
of American
so for
Beauty?
me, American Beauty is about personal truth or freedom, about finding what really makes you happy. And Lester, who's the main character, what's good about this movie is all the characters he encounters all are looking for that, or in the weird boyfriend. He's found it, so he's the only one that's found it. But everyone is fucked up.
They're all broken.
But
yes, everyone's
they're all broken people that are looking for what is really beautiful, what is the truth. And what's most amazing about this film, in my opinion, is he goes on this journey to find personal truth by basically being a sexual predator.
Yeah.
And then in the midst of eventually getting that woman, the 17-year-old friend, he goes full circle and realizes that this isn't happiness, and that his family is actually true happiness, the thing he's been pushing away the most.
Right.
So it all comes full circle, all based on just chasing this 17-year-old girl, which is just fantastic fucking writing, even though it's so fucked up.
And then the amazing series of misunderstandings leading to his death are so crazy, and you want to yell at them every time there's a misunderstanding. I'm yelling at them, going, "What the fuck? Why do you think this? What is going on?" And he even tells you in the beginning, again, similar themes. He tells you in the beginning what's going to happen at the end. A lot of these movies are about identity and broken people. Like, this movie has a lot of similarities with Fight Club, which we'll get into, which is crazy. But it's great lighting. The music is amazing. The editing is amazing. The cinematography is great. The acting is top-notch. I love Spacey's really good. I love Mina Suvari. I thought the wife was a little cartoony, a little over the top, but I get it.
Well, she's the typical middle class woman that's trying to show that she's still got it and that she has some sort of status.
And it is Oscar bait, though. It is a great movie and Oscar bait.
Is it?
Is it? I feel like it
How
is
is
a
it
little
Oscar
bit.
bait?
It's not Oscar baity.
Not at all. The Oscar bait would be like a period piece or like an underdog story or a based on a true story. This is like none of that.
It's very dark. Yeah.
This is a very dark suburban film.
It's a very dark film, and that's one when I liked it. See, I liked it a lot when I first saw it, because I related to this idea that it kind of like the Fight Club idea that all of this shit that we're working for is worthless.
Yes,
and that you have to find happiness in simple things and in just being and having fun and like doing stuff and forgetting about that inner child. So I feel like that the reason why he becomes this like obsessed with this young girl, because he's remembering what it's like to be in high school, being carefree and being that. And so she's like his muse. That helps him like kind of break his cycle. And then when it comes time to actually go through with it, he doesn't. Right. And he realizes that was just like a fantasy, and that he's way past that now. But he did learn something about himself in that journey. I also just like the existential stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that the next door neighbor kid, he brought a lot of weight to everything, and he just was espousing all this existential bullshit that kind of framed the whole film. The fact that the daughter had this toxic relationship with her friend, and her friend was like this habitual liar. Like every character is this flawed, fucked up person, and that reflects like how people actually are a lot of times.
Absolutely.
There's a woman who's obsessed with like I pay attention to little things. Like she drives the Mercedes, but he drives the Camry that looks like the champagne Camry.
She's obsessed with power and respect and looks up to
He just wants to be heard by his wife.
Yeah, he's like, don't ignore me, God damn it.
Well, what's really good about this movie though is because the criticism is all he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
He's going after this girl. But if you watch the movie at the end, when he realizes she's a virgin, it changes him, and he goes, okay, like the message is correct. I'm not supposed to go for this girl. And then he looks back at the photos of his family and reminisces about the better times. And by the end of the film, before he dies, you can make the argument that he wants to go back to his family and rebuild the relationships that he's lost.
Absolutely.
And this journey he went on, he wouldn't have gotten to that point if he didn't go on this weird, fucked up journey of going for this 17-year-old girl.
It was because of her. She's the one that starts to get him to work out. She's like the only honest character in the whole thing.
Well, no, I wouldn't say she's actually the boy, the neighbor is the
Ricky,
most honest character. But to that point, he not only is attracted to her, but he literally says it verbatim when he meets the guy.
Yeah.
You just became my hero.
Yeah.
You just became my best friend or my hero. But the guy's like, I quit my job.
Yeah.
I'm going to smoke.
Yeah.
I don't care. So he's attracted to this like youthful youngness of like,
give no fucks, badass.
Give no fucks, like a simpler time.
He also overhears his daughter and her friend talking, and she's talking about she's going to fuck him.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So he already thinks that she's into this.
Right.
Also, so that doesn't excuse it, but I feel like it fuels this whole thing.
But it was written so well. Mina Suvari's character didn't come off as like a victim. Like she knew how men look at her, what they want to do. She knew what power she had. But then it ends up she's a frightened little child. When it gets there,
she's projecting what she thinks people would like about her, but what she really wants. And what she gets, actually, at the end of the film, after she shows her tits, is she gets a father figure in Lester who starts to comfort her
it turns into,
and take care of her at the
daughter,
end of the movie.
father. It becomes a father-daughter thing.
I mean, the most surprising part to me, I literally said, what the fuck, is when the military guy kisses him. I go,
shit.
oh,
well,
shit.
Again, confusion about your identity. I think he was either...
I think that works, too. On a second viewing, he's so buttoned up and prim and proper, and his hair is always perfect.
So repressed that it just comes out.
Like the wife is miserable. Like that.
She's catatonic.
Yeah. She's Allison Janney was great. And then you see just the way he is, like how you could misinterpret what he was saying. It was just so well done.
It's I watched it and I went, this movie literally has all the puzzle pieces in place perfectly.
And that is again like all the other movies we're talking about. There's puzzle pieces in place to get you through it, and you watch it again, it reveals itself. This movie also had great iconic scenes. You have the roses, Mina Suvari on the ceiling with the roses falling, and the floating bag. Anthony, what did you think about that? Does that still hold up? Is that still beautiful? The floating bag.
I would say that'd probably be the only thing that doesn't hold up for me.
A little pretentious now, maybe.
It's a little fucking weird to be telling everyone, oh, look how beautiful that floating bag is.
One of my favorite bits in the whole thing is that he's beaten off in the shower, and he says, "This is the best part of my day. And it's all downhill from here."
Downhill from there. It's so good. Like fucking great writing, great voiceover.
And then he's beaten off, and then his wife catches him, and he says he doesn't care. It's so great.
Lester, I had two other observations about how a movie about a pervy middle-aged guy and his Nazi next-door neighbor might have seemed really weird in 1999, but it seems very timely now.
Oh, shit.
Which is crazy.
I feel like there's precedent for this. Like, I mean, Lolita.
Yeah, it almost became a Lolita thing, yes.
It was like Lolita was 12.
Yes.
This is way different than that, or 14, I don't remember, but she was young.
Yeah.
And Amy Fisher, remember that shit?
Oh, yeah.
That was in the news like a few years prior. So I felt like it was kind of timely, but like, he died at the end. Yeah. So it's like, he's not, doesn't have a great life afterwards. Like he ends up getting whatever is coming to him. So I feel like it's okay. I don't know. Like in the context to take us through the journey.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's movies about actual pedophiles that are freaking way worse than this. I think there's a movie called Happiness.
Oh yeah. That's a lot darker. That also came out before this.
It made me want to vomit when I was in the theater. But this is like a little bit more fantastic. I don't think they should have showed her boobs.
Yeah.
like at that point.
I mean, Mina Suvari.
The other girl showed her boobs too. They're both
both of them did. Thora Birch,
so
because she wanted a boob job for some reason. I mean,
that girl had no need for a boob job.
No. Well, that was kind of the point. Is she didn't get that she didn't need one. She just thought she did. This movie kind of holds up as a time capsule. It's an amazing snapshot of the late 90s, and I get this rebellion for suburbia, but you look back at it now, and the dude has everything. He had a family, he had a house, he had a nice job, nice car. Like, what are you complaining about, Lester? What you got to fucking cry about? But I get it. Back then, it's different.
No, he was getting fired from his job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was.
And so that was the catalyst. He was like working for this job, and they wanted to prove himself, and he's like pointing out the hypocrisy. Like, oh, you guys are efficiency experts. What about this shit? He's wasting money on hookers. Yeah. You're going to fucking fire me?
Yeah.
And that... and then he tried to tell his wife, and his wife kept on like, I don't know, just not listening to him. That just sent them reeling.
I love when he catches her with the other realty guy at the drive-thru, and he's just like, "No, I don't have to do anything you tell me ever again."
Yeah,
it's fucking badass. And then the color red is another thing that shows up in other movies, and the roses being symbolic. But any final words on American Beauty? I kind of agree that maybe it shouldn't have won Best Picture. Like, I could make a case for maybe The Green Mile or The Insider or even The Sixth Sense.
I haven't seen all those movies, but I was not disappointed with this movie.
I feel like that picture. Kevin Spacey being persona non grata and being like, accused of all this stuff or whatever he did makes it sours it a little bit for me.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I like a lot of movies that Kevin Spacey's in.
Yeah.
And so I always have to be like, oh, this guy, blah, blah, blah.
I will say, out of these 4 movies we're talking about, watching it a second time, there's a lot of great things. It is a great movie, but I think it's my least favorite out of the 4 for sure now.
What, to watch over and over again?
Yes.
Well, now you feel like a perv, especially when I was younger. When I saw it and I was like in my 20s.
Yes.
Like, I was like, all right. I'm like, all right, yeah. It's great. Like, this girl's hot. Like, Mina Suvari is like somebody I probably would have hit on.
She's so good in real life. She's great in the movie.
At that time in my 20s, I would be like, oh, so I did. To me, she was just a hot girl. But when you're older, you're like, oh, that's a young girl, or supposed to be a young girl.
I loved how Ricky didn't find her beautiful and kind of shattered her image, and then Lester was right there to pick her up.
I don't think. I mean, in comparison to the other films, there isn't. I think it's fucking great.
Yeah,
first off, but I don't. There isn't like something to be cool to latch on to.
Yeah.
So that I think, in terms of how it kind of stacks to other movies from this era, these films that we're going to talk about,
I think it's the least talked about too.
But I know what
it is the least.
My biggest gripe with this film is a timing thing.
Yeah,
the concept of time.
Yeah.
It feels like it's like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, it goes by really quick, but it was like
weeks. Over a period of a month.
Yeah.
Of his life.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like a month. It feels like it's just propelling itself way too quickly. So that's my only film criticism.
Yeah.
Other than like stuff that's like makes me uncomfortable that has nothing to do with the film. It has to do with context, the social context that we live in now.
Yeah.
Which is weird because as a film critic, you're not supposed to let that stuff stand in the way of the art, right? You're supposed to just judge the art as it is. And like, if you were to never know anything, just look at the art and it should stand on its own.
I mean, the art itself is amazing. The composition of these shots, the lighting, the way it's like classical Hollywood lighting, and the characters sit into the lighting, or it's
the use of red.
The use of red
in every scene.
Yeah, the use of the top of their head is a little dark, and then the light comes up from underneath and just beautifully fades. It's so well done, so thoughtful. Every shot is thoughtful. All right, that's good. Let's move on to the next movie. Listener, you want to get involved with this conversation? Let us know what you think. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. It's closed. It's exclusive just for you. Love to get to meet you. And many of our listeners did tell us what they thought about 1999. We will share that at the end. The next movie I want to talk about is the other Oscar Best Picture nomination, The Sixth Sense. Rotten Tomatoes, This one sitting at 86%, 7.65 out of 10. This one, listen to this. This movie was made for $40 million. Worldwide, it finished at $672 million.
Oh, shit.
Holy balls.
The second highest domestic movie that year behind Star Wars Episode 1, and for a long time, it was the highest grossing horror movie of all time until it came out in 2017. Directed by a fresh, young M. Night Shyamalan, old Manoj. My buddy Manoj, directed and written. This is his third movie. His first two were small, independent things, didn't make a lot of money. This is the movie that established him as a force at age. It came out on his 29th birthday.
Oh, shit.
He was fucking 29. This was nominated for Best Picture, Supporting Actor, Supporting Actress, Original Screenplay, Director, and Film Editing. Didn't win any of those, I believe. The main cast in here, you got Bruce Willis. This is Dr. Malcolm Crowe. Haley Joel Osment as Cole. Toni Collette as his mom. And an amazing... That's the main cast. An amazing cameo by Donnie Wahlberg, which we can talk about later.
That was him?
I didn't even know it. Let's just talk. Let's just jump there. Or does somebody want to give the plot, the story? It's a very straightforward story.
I can give it real quick. We're going to jump to Donnie Wahlberg. That's the first thing we're talking about.
Surprising.
The plot real quick is this child psychologist has an incident with one of these kids that's now an adult that's grown up that he didn't exactly help in the way that guy wanted. A year later, or maybe 6 to 8 months later, he gets a chance to help another kid that's having psychological issues, or so he thinks. But these issues are much deeper than that, and this is Bruce Willis as the psychologist's chance to kind of redeem himself. And if you didn't already know, there's a twist at the end.
So, when did you rewatch this recently, Anthony?
I rewatched all these films in the last 5 days.
Yeah, so
days.
did I. But did you see?
But I've seen Sixth Sense before. Yeah. So I was watching, but this is probably the second time I've seen it, and I was watching it with the perspective of knowing what the twist is.
So me too. I think this is, I watched it again. It's probably the second or third time. But man, amazing. Like one of the movies where you can't recreate the first time watching it. The definitive twist movie for the ages, but watching it again is very good. Ruggs, what did you think watching this again?
When I saw it the first time, I was like, holy fuck balls.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
And then when it came out on DVD, I made everybody I know watch it with me.
Yeah.
And I've seen it a few times. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Me too. A lot of these movies.
It was when the DVD first came out. I remember I showed it to a few people and I watched it. And then it's been, years and podcasts later where we talk about movies and I have to think about movies more. And knowing the twist and watching it, it makes me appreciate the movie more about how it's crafted.
Yeah.
And it's definitely worth a watch.
Dude, this fucking movie still holds up. It's still amazing. And it's more than just the twist ending. I mean, I'm watching this and you see this is Stanley Kubrick meets Stephen King, meets Alfred Hitchcock, meets Steven Spielberg, meets a little bit of Poltergeist shit. And it is so simple and subdued, and it's so good. And the way he makes you see what he wants you to see when the clues are there the whole time. Fucking amazing, amazingly put together. And of course, you get the I see dead people line, which is firmly rooted in pop culture forever. Anthony, thoughts on The Sixth Sense, watching it now and watching it again?
As I mentioned, I knew the twist, but this is probably the second time I watched it in forever. So it's been a long time, and I have a new perspective on things. This movie, even knowing the twist, is also a fucking masterpiece.
It really is.
And the problem, or not the problem, the thing is, most people will pigeonhole this as a horror ghost movie.
Right.
And by the way, the horror still made my hair stand up on the back of my neck.
Very good horror movie.
Very good. But it is not a ghost movie. It is a movie about closure and the things that you wish you could have done or said to the person that dies
and
unexpectedly.
Kind of family. It's kind of like a family emotional. It's super emotional.
It's those it's whenever someone passes away, there's always like, oh man, I wish I would have said that. The unresolved business of dying before it is your time. And that is what this movie is really about. And in that sense, This movie is super emotional, as you were mentioning. I mean, the ending scenes with Haley Joel Osment and Toni Collette in the car, and then Bruce Willis when the twist is revealed, but then him talking to his wife. I mean, those scenes. It's the twist is what gets you in the door, but those scenes make you want to rewatch the movie over and over again.
I fucking teared up. I was a little lit also, so I'm like super emotional. And the scene in the car when he tells his mom finally, and it tells her about his grandma, I was like, fuck. I was tearing up. Haley Joel Osment is so fucking good. He
carries this movie.
Fucking good in this movie.
He does.
And
he carries it.
Credit to him. He took some time away and came back and has a pretty solid adult career acting. And like, he's really funny. He's been in Future Man and a bunch of like streaming sitcoms. The dude's hilarious. But in this, as the I See Dead People kid, fuck, the emotion is there.
Yeah, he's
the
really
journey
good.
Both Cole and Malcolm go through and how they help each other. And the clues to the twist at the end throughout the movie are fucking amazing. And you watch it again, and I picked up more things watching it again. Like, he never talks to anyone after he's shot. He's always wearing the same clothes.
Well, no, he's wearing a sweater sometimes.
Well, that sweatshirt, though, was the sweatshirt she gave him in the beginning before he got shot.
The rules or anything that he can wear, anything that he wore that day.
You realize he can never open that door with the red doorknob, and then you see why later. You notice he doesn't move chairs when he sits in them. The only time he does interact with the real life is when he breaks that glass door, because he gets so mad he thinks his wife is cheating on him that he's able to like break through to the real world. And the whole thing that he only sees what they want, what the ghosts want him to see, is exactly what M. Night does to you as a viewer. He just shows you what he wants you to see, and that it was there the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very restrained performance by Bruce Willis, and I think that's also good because he can bring it when he wants to.
Yeah,
and he's been phoning it in for years, and it makes you remember how good he could be. Haley Joel Osment is great. Toni Collette is also great as the mom, and there's a lot of emotional, weight to her as well. Like, she feels like she's at the end of her rope with this kid, but she loves him, and you see the conflicted way he has to think about, am I going to lie to my mom again?
Yeah, he's being told that to lie is the right thing.
Yeah, so he's lying to her because he has to take responsibility for whatever these ghosts are doing in the apartment and whatever, taking the brooch.
Yeah, and opening the drawers and shit. Yeah.
So there's a lot of heavy lifting acting lines.
He's so
this
good.
is top level acting going on in this movie. So it is a credit to M. Night Shyamalan for a young director to be able to get these performances and know that that's what he wants and know how to restrain. He didn't go for these over the top. Everything was understated,
very understated,
and there was a lot of emotion behind. It's one thing where you're I'm going to emote everything, but then to kind of not emote, but then have that emotion push through.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's fucking. I can't get enough of that in acting. It's great.
What's great about this movie and kind of a curse is this is like the blessing and the curse movie for M. Night Shyamalan, because he makes his best movie and he shows the restraint that Rugboy talked about with the acting and the storytelling, and yet everyone focuses on the twist, and M. Night Shyamalan becomes so obsessed with twist movies that he can't top himself.
I don't think he's ever topped
by making every movie now a twist movie. What's beautiful about this movie is you don't anticipate the twist. The clues are in front of you, but you're not seeing them. Whereas every movie moving forward, he became known as the twist director. So now you're looking for the clues, and you're not actually paying attention to the story.
But there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is you have to get even more and more clever every movie to hide the clues, and that's fucking hard. I don't think he can.
No, I think there is something wrong with that. I think when you become obsessed with making a twist, you start to lose sense of what makes sense in a real story.
Yes, but this twist, the beauty of this twist is it's satisfying, it's earned, it's done in such a masterful way that it was there the whole time.
I mean,
it makes
Nolan's
sense.
under the same pressure now, right?
Yeah.
Nolan has to make mindfuck movies. I mean, when you become a mindfuck director, that's your thing.
But he became just the twist guy, which is a huge pigeonhole.
He became the Batman guy for a while, which didn't need twists.
Yeah,
really.
No, I'm talking about M. Night became the twist guy, and you cannot live up to that. It's very hard.
No, and but I do like his other movies. I like Unbreakable.
Do you think I don't think he's ever topped this movie.
No.
Right? This is probably
Unbreakable
his best.
is like a close second.
Unbreakable is a close second, but
with a good twist.
It's a good twist. But I don't think so. Let's just talk about the twist in 1999. Like I said, this became the definitive twist ending. The only thing I remember that happened before this was The Crying Game 7 years earlier. And spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
He was a man the whole time.
There was like Luke, I Am Your Father, like twist.
Well, okay, so there was that. But then after this movie, there was lots of copycat twist, bad fucking twist movies. Everybody wanted to do it. But M. Night said he was inspired by Planet of the Apes. That had a big twist. And Psycho had a big twist. And it's also similar to The Exorcist in the terms of the kid being possessed. And, he's like the father figure, like the pastor. The amazing thing is he tells us the twist halfway through the movie. He is looking directly at Bruce Willis saying, I see dead people. They don't know they're dead. They don't see other dead people. The camera is on Bruce's face when he's saying a lot of these lines. Holy shit. He's telling us.
What's also good about that scene, besides the fact that they're telling you what the twist is from that moment on, you start to see the ghosts.
Yes.
Besides Bruce Willis.
That's true. You see his ghosts.
It ratchets up the horror so much, and it's not much. Like, it's just seeing people with bruises and throwing up, and just having them scurry across the screen. Legitimately, I had the goosebumps that Haley Joel Osment talks about in the fucking movie.
That's a great line. He's like, when the hairs stand on your end, that's them. He's so fucking good. And I also love, there was an accident, and she's like, oh, yeah, is the lady dead? Can you see her? Where is she? And he's like, standing right next to me. Just fucking there with blood. I was like, such a great film. In one way, the movie's telling us, we can all see dead people. You're just not open to it. I think everyone has maybe the sixth sense. Just some people are more open.
Yeah, I mean, there's some theory about the dead, and a lot of the dead that float around because there's unfinished business or unresolved matters.
Regarding the twist, I wanted to say that it was amazing. Nobody spoiled this. This was still kind of the internet was still only around for a few years. Movies didn't have websites.
Things didn't go viral. Word of mouth on this movie was huge. I watched the interview. M. Night goes, the Sunday was bigger than the Friday opening night, which is rare because everyone is like, I can't tell you what happens, but you have to go see this movie before. And Blair Witch Project kind of did the same thing that year, fooling people that it was real footage, getting them to go see it.
Yeah, that was a dirty trick.
That was a very dirty trick.
But they did it.
They pulled that one off.
I did not appreciate it. So here's some fun facts, and this will lead us back to Donnie Wahlberg, because there's some amazing shit. The Disney executive who bought the script was fired after he bought the script because he wasn't supposed to, which was dumb. It was one of the 3 films Bruce Willis starred in as part of a settlement with Disney. Michael Cera originally auditioned to play Cole. I'm glad he didn't get it. Haley Joel killed it. Marissa Tomei was almost Cole's mother. I can kind of see that. But Toni Collette was great. And then M. Night regretted casting himself as Dr. Hill. He'd always have a cameo.
Why? Who cares? It wasn't that important.
He's fine. Yeah, just read the lines. But he always puts himself in his movies, and I think he stopped that later. But then the craziest thing, Donnie Wahlberg, who plays Vincent Gray, the guy who shoots Dr. Malcolm in the beginning, that first of all, I had no idea that's Donnie Wahlberg. He lost 43 pounds.
Maybe just the guy that's named Donnie Wahlberg.
No, it was actually Donnie Wahlberg. 43 pounds to play this character. He said he had read the script and made him cry. He wanted to convince M. Night to hire him, and he did. And so he isolates himself in Manhattan. He stops eating. He cuts himself off. He tries to get into the mind of Vincent Gray. And when he showed up to shoot, M. Night didn't even recognize him. He walked right by him and didn't recognize him. And it's a very pivotal scene and role and performance in that movie to sell it.
It's a hook.
Why is he in his underwear?
Okay. Donnie Wahlberg wanted to do the scene naked.
Oh, shit.
He said if Vincent, this is his quote, he goes, if Vincent is coming to stop his suffering and end his own life, then why is he wearing anything? To me, he strips down and is in the bathroom, fully naked, clothes on the floor. So he found out the movie's going to be PG-13. They couldn't do that. They just put him in dirty underwear. But I think it works. He would come in, he would take all his clothes off and expose himself.
It's just a disturbing scene.
Very disturbing.
Movie.
And then you even Bruce Willis goes, oh, it doesn't hurt anymore. it's getting okay, you know, and then you realize like that's kind of when he crosses over. But fuck, it's still an amazing movie on so many levels to this day. And M. Night will never make a better movie.
I mean, listen, the reason why we picked these movies is because they're great. It's crazy that they all came out in the same fucking year.
1999 was an amazing year.
And, yeah, they still hold up.
Yes, they do. We're going to take a quick break. Before we do, though,
My balls was hot.
what that means, we got to thank our awesome sponsor. Support for this show comes from Manscaped, the guys who make the finest grooming tools for your grooming experience. And I have good news for everyone, guys. We've been running this initial test with Manscaped for the past 2 months. They like the results. Listeners, you guys did great.
You guys did it for us.
We are actually, this is a legit sponsor that decided to stay on for a few more months. This is like our first like legit awesome sponsor with a great brand. Manscaped couldn't be better people to partner with. Anthony, how excited are you?
I'm so excited that I want you guys to buy more stuff from Manscaped.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
Including the weed whacker. So if you're not into trimming your nuts, you can trim your nose hairs at least.
Shave your balls, trim your nose, visit manscaped.com, use the code Jock and Nerd. You will get 20% off and free shipping. And I'm not going to be happy until I have a vibrating trimmer in the hands of every listener. I will not be happy. We will get this done. They have great packages, great deals. They got a subscription plan to get blades every few months. You can get 20% off, free shipping. Jock and Nerd at Manscaped. It's getting hot. You got to shave your balls, and your balls will thank you. Get ready for going back out. Maybe. Until they shut everything down again.
If you're in the South or the West,
yeah,
probably not, but still, you need to Manscaped.
I did see that it's available in Australia now, Benjamin Wesley Cranford.
We see you, Wesley.
Yeah. Use the code.
We know you got to shave those old balls of yours before you go out kayaking or whatever the hell you do.
I want it.
Make it more
streamlined.
Aerodynamic
Yes.
in the water.
You want to be streamlined in those Australian waters.
Hydrodynamic.
Right? Yes. Slide through like a fucking dolphin. Smooth. Use the code. Thanks, everyone, for using the code. I hope you're enjoying the products. They're great products. And thanks to Manscaped for believing in us. Let's take a quick break, play some promos, and we will be back with 2 more awesome movies to talk about right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, my name's Paul, and I'm not an animal expert.
I'm Donna, and I'm not an animal expert either.
And together we do a podcast about animals called Varmints.
Every week we pick an animal, do a bunch of research on it, and bring you some interesting facts about that animal.
But we don't stop there. We talk about that animal in movies, TV, and other pop culture.
And we talk about whether or not that animal would make a tasty dish, and how intelligent we think it is on the scale of 1 to 10.
It's exactly like one of those fancy PBS nature documentaries.
Except with more poo jokes.
New episodes go live every Thursday wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Or you can visit us at blazingcariboustudios.com.
Varmints! Varmints!
Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm one of the hosts of Massive Late Fee. Do you remember Blockbuster? Well, we do, and we racked up a lot of late fees there. That's why we're glad there's things like Netflix, Hulu, and Blockbuster has died, mostly because of us. We cover streaming shows and pretty much whatever we want. Join us every Thursday as we talk TV and movies on Massive Late Fee. You can find us at Massive Late Fee on Twitter, Massive Late Fee on Facebook. You can email the show at massivelatefee@gmail.com, and you can find us at MySpace, Massive Late Fee. Massive Late Fee, the best podcast we can think of.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you've been enjoying the show, there's a number of ways to support the show. First is using the code at Manscaped, Jock and Nerd, manscaped.com. Next is join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon where you can support the show and you get stuff like stickers and t-shirts, and everyone gets bonus content.
Jock and Nerd.
You get access to an exclusive RSS feed where the shows come out early. Bonus content is posted there, post shows, movie reviews. Huge shout out and thanks to our newest Patreon member, Pat Downey. Signed up for $10 a month level. That's the You Pick It level. He gets to pick a movie.
Pick a good one, Pat. Don't pick a shitty movie or
I
else
told
I'm gonna come
him
after
there's
you.
no rush. This is an important decision. Choose wisely. Take your time. So he has it.
Yes, chosen wisely.
But this is we need more Pat Downies. Look, he listens to the show. He joined the group. He bought a bunch of merchandise. We got him on this escalator. He's joined our Patreon. Pat Downey, use the Manscaped code and you'll be golden.
Oh, shit.
We need more Pat Downies. Thank you so much for your support. We have 3 new Corona binge reports from Rugboy. You mentioned last week. It's actually 4 movies in 3 reports. Want to repeat again what you did, Rugs?
I did Triple Frontier and Den of Thieves in like a 2 double feature.
An action block, an action twofer.
Then I did Full Metal Alchemist as a Japanese film that I watched based on the anime and manga.
Live action based on anime.
That's right. And of course, I wouldn't be remiss to not include some kind of independent film that has some weird gravitas, which is Vox Lux, starring Natalie Portman as a pop star.
I like when you throw these in, kind of like The Terminal, like these weird indie movies with big stars that you're like, what's this fucking movie? It's just came out.
I like to see what they, they do one for them and then they do one for them for the studio.
Yeah.
They kind of like, I'll
do
one to fucking buy a house.
Yeah.
And then I'll do one to like fucking feel good about myself as an actor.
Or in the case of Nick Cage, let me do 8 to pay back the IRS.
Oh, shit.
8 in a year.
Yeah, it doesn't care what he did.
Yeah, doesn't matter what the movie is. I just need money. I'll do it. Nick, do you want to start a yes?
Yes,
when do we
just
start?
put me in it.
When do we start shooting? Anthony, you got anything in the hopper for the Corona binge reports?
No, because watching these 4 movies
It's a
would have
lot.
been the 4 movies maybe that I would have, it took the place of 4 movies I might have watched for binge reports, and I didn't want to spoil my thoughts on the binge reports. So
I get it. Watching 4 movies is a lot in a week. I did watch a lot of other things, which we'll talk about later. Let's get back into it. These next 2 movies, probably some on my fucking favorite movies list ever, movies that everyone has seen over and over again. We're going to start with Fight Club, Rotten Tomatoes. 79%, 7.37 out of 10 average rating. This one was made for $63 million and only ends up with a budget of $100 million. Here's the thing. When this came out, it kind of flopped at the box office and it was panned by critics and nobody went to see it until it came out on DVD in 2000. And since then, it has sold more than 6 million copies.
Oh, shit.
It was the first DVD, this and the next movie. First big DVD, I still have it, like the original when it came out, that everybody had bought when in the DVD boom. Based on a 1996 Chuck Palahniuk novel. So this one is not original, but it feels original.
Well, it was like a very well-received novel that was kind of groundbreaking in its time. People were talking about this novel.
And he does stay pretty faithful to it from what I understand, except for the ending. He changes a little bit, but still, it feels fucking original, and it was a blast in the face when it came out. Directed by David Fincher. This is not his first movie, so he's a little more established at this point. He's coming off Seven, and he had done The Game after
both awesome movies,
both great movies after years of doing awesome music videos. And it's written by Chuck Palahniuk, the novel, and Jim Ull's screenplay. Nominated for Best Effects and Sound Effects Editing. I don't think it won either of those, but it had 2 nominations. Anthony, this is one of the movies that I know all the lines, that I'm doing the lines as the movie's going on, that I've seen many, many times again. I did rewatch it again this week, and I fucking loved it. What is your history with Fight Club?
So I knew the ending, but I don't think I've ever sat down and actually watched the entire movie.
What did you know about the ending?
I knew that Tyler Durden was actually
wasn't
it was
real.
a dissociative identity disorder that the narrator was having. So I watched this movie for the first time, but knowing that was a twist.
Give us the plot of this one.
This is about a similar to American Beauty, a kind of a middle-aged guy, maybe a little younger than middle-aged, in his early 30s, who's stuck in the monotony of his life and is looking for more, and he's got a lot of issues. He's so fucked up that he's going to these morbid clubs to just gain happiness, and in that in that journey, he finds this character named Tyler Durden, who opens up his eyes to a new way of thinking and a free spirit, anarchist type thinking.
Yeah.
And they go on this journey together.
But a lot of similarities to American Beauty, anti-capitalist, anti-consumerism. Another great twist ending, similar to The Sixth Sense, but the themes of masculinity and the existential feeling of being empty. And of course, famously known for including Meatloaf with tits.
Oh, shit.
Can't forget that. This is a huge part of his name was Robert Paulson. What did you think of? What do you think of Fight Club?
So, Fight Club. This is a movie that literally anyone that I talk to that's a cinephile or likes movies goes, that's one of the best. It's my top 10.
Yes,
I think it's very good. I think it has all the pieces for a very, very good movie. Is it my favorite out of the ones we watched? I'll say this right now, no.
Yeah.
But it is very good. I enjoy the way a lot of the themes. A lot of people will bring up like anarchy or male masculinity, aggressive masculinity. I would put this as a movie about two things: repressed male identity, and balance. Because a lot of people come out of this movie and they go, the big thing was all these fight clubs are starting or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you watch the movie, the thing you learn at the end is that you can't be this crazy introvert like the narrator is.
Right.
That's just very agreeable and very conscientious.
You can't be Tyler Durden
you can't
either.
you can't be the other side of it, who's a free spirit who gives no fucks about anything and leads himself to this anarchist downfall. So the movie for me is about finding a balance between that split personality, and it's not. This is taken to the nth degree in this movie, but everyone kind of has that push-pull of the angel and the devil on you, and this is what that movie is really about.
You can have both if you can find the balance of the both sides. That's interesting.
When I went to go see this movie, I went with I had a girlfriend at the time.
How?
And she
Felty or human?
She was into Brad Pitt. And that's the only reason that she wanted to see this movie. I didn't know what I was in for because I thought it was going to be like a Rocky movie about fighting. Right. And I was like, kung fu movie. Let's do it.
Right.
And the commercials didn't let you know what it really was about.
Yeah.
They kept it to the vest. So I'm like, I'm going to go see a movie of Fight Club. Why is there soap in the thing? I didn't get it. So when I initially saw it, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
And then one of those things that just kept on nagging me. Like, I was like, I got to see that movie again. Like, I mean, I didn't give it a chance. I got to go watch it a second time. So I went by myself and watched it a second time. And I was like blown away because then I realized what the movie is.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a film about evolving. This is a film about evolution.
Yeah.
All right. Men used to be an important factor.
Yeah.
All right. We used to have to do things because like we had the agency to do them because women in the hunter-gatherer sense, at a certain age, they'd start to get pregnant and they'd either die from giving birth or be, having to tend to raising kids. And there wasn't any birth control. So men had to do a lot. All right. And now in this time, there's no use for men. We're trying to stop men from being men. We're trying to stamp out everything that men are.
Yeah.
Because we don't need them anymore. They've served their purpose. They've gotten us, a million years into evolution. And now like we don't need to be around anymore. We're just DNA, suppliers at this point. And that's what I got from this film. I was like, when I think that every man who's growing up in this world now realizes that we have sports and all this other stuff to kind of reignite little parts of our masculinity that we have. And these movies, these action movies with guys with big muscles and stuff, it's all there to kind of like prop up and make us feel like that we're a gender that no longer needs to exist.
And I mean, this movie has that, and it kind of sees that 20 years ago. It's definitely about father figures, gender roles, gender in general, as well as Insomnia. The main cast, I forgot to mention, of course, Ed Norton as the narrator. He never gives his name. He gives fake names. You never know what his name is. It may be Jack. Some people call him Jack because he's reading those, I am Jack's raging bile duct. And then Brad Pitt as Tyler Durden and Helena Bonham Carter as Marla fucking Singer. But dude, you gotta believe when I saw this at 23, I fucking connected with this. Yes, fuck the rules. Self-improvement is masturbation. Self-destruction, however, like I bought all of that. The disaffected frustration of Gen X and the anarchy. And it's crazy how you see some of those kind of stunts, being pulled recently now. So it's still very timely, except I think people have missed the message of the movie. I feel like, from what I could tell, there's a lot of like incel groups that hail this movie as this is our fucking manifesto.
Because there's a point in it where the incels, whatever, that women are not important, right?
Right.
It because they've become irrelevant. Like men have become irrelevant to women. So in turn, women have become irrelevant to these men. These men don't exist to make families. These men don't exist to try and, they realize that they're worthless. And so they're going to shape the world in a way that they can through their own brotherhood. Right. So it is kind of like now a lot of people who've discovered that Chuck Palahniuk could possibly have been writing this about his sexuality and how he was trying to not be defined and trying to break the stereotype or what it's expected of who he's supposed to be. And there was one saying, it's like, maybe the answer to my life, I've been raised by a woman. Maybe the answer to my life is not to have any more women.
Right.
In my life.
I don't think another woman is what we need right now.
Yes,
and he talks about his fathers and how they left him. But I think those groups missed the message because, like you said, Anthony, Tyler is great. The problem was Brad Pitt made Tyler Durden so fucking cool and amazing. You want to dress like him. You wanted those glasses, but he has no solutions. He just offers violence and chaos and self-destruction and calls them wisdom.
Well, the thing, so I like the narrator's journey because in the beginning, he's so lifeless that he's going to these groups,
he's just numb.
Morbid groups to feel something. It's the only place where he can cry. And then he meets the girl who ruins this for him. So the next thing he does is he creates this Tyler Durden character and starts to, if the only way I can feel something is through pain. So then they create this pain group, the Fight Club, and they add more people and everyone's mutually feeling this pain. But then that's not enough. So then they got to start causing destruction and then they got to start plotting the downfall of society. So it's gone so far to the other side of the scale.
Yep.
Now the free will and the lack of any forethought is now, other than destruction, is gone so far to that other side that it is now eating away at this person's identity. So I think I think a lot of people, obviously, as you both have mentioned, lose track of what this movie is about. But again, I think it reverts back to balance and
the narrator,
figuring out what exactly is going to satisfy your needs on both ends of the spectrum.
And Norton has severe, schizophrenia. This is severe mental disorder that this guy's going through.
Dissociative identity disorder is what they psychologists.
And with insomnia, also being a big theme. So I love this scene where, Brad's like, I want you to hit me as hard as you can. And he punches him and goes, you hit me in the ear.
Such a girl punch.
It's so good. And then he punches him. And, I love that feeling of you feel alive when you are in a bare knuckle fist fight. Have any of you guys ever been in a fight like that?
Have you?
Yeah.
I have not. No.
I've been in a fight.
Of course.
Not to the extreme where I'm bloodied up as bad as these guys are, but I've been in fights, yes.
You get that feeling of adrenaline, the feeling of being alive. Did that happen?
Yes.
Really?
I mean, your fight or flight sense or spark, so your adrenaline does raise to a level that is kind of toxic.
I can see how also I love that line where he's like, these people came in with jelly marshmallow bellies, and by the time 3 weeks later, they look like they were cut out of wood. Like, it just tones you up getting beat like fighters, obviously,
well,
too.
the thing about fighting is that there's a fear, right?
Yeah.
There's a fear about fighting. And then once you're in it, you're no longer really afraid.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you experience that enough times, sometimes you want to fight.
Yeah.
because you want that feeling of not being afraid anymore, because you want to overcome that fear.
Yep.
Sometimes the fear, now, as you get older, you become more, I guess, protective or more afraid, and your fear starts to amp up, and you tend to shrink away from any kind of challenge or anything that's, and you become complacent, or you become kind of like, willingly oppressed by somebody.
I feel like this movie did inspire real life fight clubs, and that may still exist.
Well, I mean, I think this gave the UFC a huge push.
Yeah. But where was the UFC in 99?
It was there.
around.
It was on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was on pay-per-view.
Oh.
But because I remember on Friends, there was John Favreau was a UFC fighter on Friends.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was.
So it was like it was out there, and it was happening on pay-per-view. But like, I don't know. I mean, this movie is like, when it went to the whole like space monkeys, and they were blowing shit up, and I was like, well, what's the end? I mean, I understand. Like, I was on board. I'm like, okay, people are enslaved by these banks and credit companies.
Yeah, you clean everyone's debt, clean slate.
And like that maybe that, but I don't know if that's the solution, but at least it's something.
It's not the solution. It's an extreme version of what, the Tyler Durden represents, the extreme.
There are things you can take from this that Tyler espouses that are actually helpful.
Yeah.
One of the most brilliant things was when, the whole line about, we are the people who take out your garbage, who clean your dishes, don't fuck with us. And you realize the service industry really has so much power. If they just all got together and stopped fucking coming to work, cities would just
service
halt.
industry. Why don't you just just extrapolate that and go, the people that hold the power in this country are what, like the top, not even the 1%, but like the 10th of the 1%.
Yeah, what if everyone else,
the entire middle class is banded, you would take over.
We can stop. Yes, we're going to stop.
But that's why politicians like to divide the middle class.
We're going to stop driving buses. We're going to stop processing fucking spreadsheets. We're going to stop everything until real change. But I just love that concept of like service industry. Don't fuck with us. We run everything. And they kind of do. And the brilliance of like the way you see the film grit. You see he's really like playing with the film itself as a medium. The film shakes. You see the rolls on the side. You see him splice in a big dick. And there's a big dick at the end of the credits. You even see the flashes of Tyler 4 times in the movie before he's introduced. He's also, when he's in the hotel room watching the welcome video, I didn't notice this, fucking Tyler Durden's in that welcome video, and then you see him on the escalator. But just like The Sixth Sense,
it works even upon rewatch.
Yeah, there are clues that Tyler isn't real. One of the biggest being when they drive the car off the road, when he lets go and he just lets the car drive. It's fucking crazy scene. It crashes. Tyler's in the driver's side. After it crashes, Tyler crawls out, pulls Ed Norton out of the driver's side.
Yeah, there's that one. Or the fact that he just constantly tells the narrator to not talk about him, to Helen Bonham's character.
Yes, he's like, I told you not to talk about us. And then think of the moments where he shows up where the group's around and they're watching the video of the vandalism they did and they're laughing. And then he goes, what the fuck did you guys do? When this is the guy who told them to do this. These people, and they start laughing at him. They got to be so confused. Just like Marla Singer. We talk about Helena Bonham Carter. She's amazing in this movie. This is the first movie where the Fincher cast against type. And now Helena Bonham Carter's career is kind of like Johnny Depp. She picks weird roles, and she's very good at it. But they also, that sex scene, bullet time sex scene, something we're going to talk about in the next movie, The Matrix. They use the same technology. That was the first like photorealistic bullet time sex scene they ever did. There is a theory out there, you guys. I don't know if you heard this. Like we all know, Tyler Durden, manifestation of Ed Norton. Sometimes the narrator would see him talking. Sometimes he is Tyler. Sometimes he's the narrator. But there's a theory that Marla wasn't also real. She was an alternate personality. The house wasn't real. Project Mayhem wasn't real, meaning all those people were just fragments of his personality manifesting themselves.
That's far down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. I was like, oh, shit, that's crazy. Because if Marla's not real.
I think Marla is real.
I don't think
that's what they're going for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they very much play up the fact that he's two different people with her, which is just the dual personality, and the fact that he's banging her during the day and then or banging her at night, and then during the day he's like, I don't get the hell out of here. What are you doing here?
And she
Well,
must
they say
think,
that he only sleeps 1 hour a night.
Right.
yes, which is when he does all that other shit, like cut porn into children's movies and plays. I love how they pointed out the projector roll. Anthony, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And that's a thing I used to look for watching movies. There's 2 reels. The dots would come up, but the projectionist has to turn one off, turn the other one on right when those dots blink to keep the movie going because it's on multiple reels. And I love the fact that he points out like
Are they still like that?
No, now that it's digital, I don't think they do it, or they can put it on one big reel. But I don't see those anymore. But I would always, because at college we had like a movie night and there was a projector, and I'd always be watching for the dots.
Yeah.
Switch to projector.
I'm not surprised that this is like one of your favorite. God. You're right up the alley of this,
Right?
and like Pulp Fiction being your 2 fucking
True
favorite
Romance.
movies ever.
Yes, holy shit. And
It's definitely one of my favorites. I think it's, first of all, it's got a twist ending that you didn't expect. So there's that craftsmanship in the filmmaking, right? It's got that green hue, the cubicles, and the fucking the guy trying to seize, or it's existential too. It's talking about what, it's very deep. You know, he's wrestling with his whole entire life.
Yeah.
Like, what is his purpose? He's just like this dingleberry that goes to work every day and hates his fucking life.
Yeah.
And he really is, he's going to the point of like going to like testicle cancer groups
just
to just feel like
something.
a person.
Yes, it's amazing. And you get addicted. And I could see how you get addicted to that compassion. And, you know, he even says it. He's like, when people think you're dying, they actually listen to you.
He's decorating his apartment.
Yes, it's empty.
And
He's the hole. And who can't relate to that hole that you fill buying shit you don't need? We all have shit we don't need that we just buy.
And then you're looking at these ads and you're like, oh, this is what a man's supposed to be like.
I fucking related to all of it. And I'm like, you are not your job. You are not your things.
Yes, you are not defined by these things. And then it asks a bunch of questions, but like it also brought that up to me. It was so poignant that what is the role of a man anymore?
Yeah.
Why do we even exist? We don't need to exist. We don't even need to have genders anymore.
I mean, I watched this and I was like, fuck, am I wasting my life? The fuck am I doing? Jesus Christ. I wanted to talk a little bit about the crazy lot of comparisons with the other movies, but specifically American Beauty. Both Fight Club and American Beauty are movies about rebellion, are movies about rebelling against like white collar stuff. They're movies about waking up and living your full life. Both movies mention Star 69.
Oh, shit.
Remember that shit? Remember when you used to do that shit?
that.
You remember Star 69?
I was in the era of making phone calls.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good. Payphones and you'd Star 69 someone. Both of the movies do it. Both the movies have the lead blackmail their employer in crazy ways. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there's so many crazy comparisons to the two movies.
Cubicles.
Yeah. That's a great scene, too, where he beats himself
Then this ties over to the Matrix, which is
Yep.
the next.
Yep.
It was the green color palette.
Yep, the green color palette, the
I was going to
identity,
get into the Matrix. I mean,
split persona.
we'll get into it, but I would say there's even more arguments that the Matrix connects to both of these movies as well.
Yes. All right, well, let's just move. Any final thoughts on Fight Club? I fucking love this movie still.
Yeah, I love it too.
Great
I
fucking
very
movie.
much, I don't love it, but I very much appreciate all that's in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking back at it is quite amazing. Okay, the last movie for this round in 1999, probably the deepest movie, the most forward-looking movie that predicted so much shit.
Deepest? Wow, you're going that far.
I think it's pretty deep.
It's pretty
It's
deep.
deep, but I mean, I think
fucking
we've talked about 3 very deep movies
They're
already.
all deep, but this is just
I
as
think this
deep.
is in the running too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Matrix, Rotten Tomatoes, 88%, 7.71 out of 10 average score. Box office wide, this was made also for $63 million. Same budget as Fight Club. This one makes $463 million worldwide. So it did well, but not as good as, what was the other one?
Sixth Sense.
That made like $672 fucking million. Written and directed by Lana and Lily Wachowski when they were the Wachowski brothers. This was their second film after they did Bound with Gina Gershon, which is also a very good movie. Won Best Visual Effects, Sound Mixing, Film Editing, Sound Editing. It was nominated for 4 Oscars, won all of them. And your main cast in this, of course, the Keanu Reeves as Neo, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie Ann Moss, Hugo Weaving, Joey Pantoliano, and some other people. Anthony.
Yeah.
what's your history with this movie? Tell me you've seen this one more than one time.
I've seen this one a few times. This is the movie, so I'm 11, 12 years old at the time. More so than any of these other movies. Sixth Sense was up there, but this was the movie that everyone was talking about as a kid. At my age, this was the movie that you had to go find a way to go see this fucking movie. So I've seen this multiple times.
And then you watched it again recently.
I watched it again the other day, yeah.
What the fuck is this one about? For anyone who hasn't watched Matrix, I find hard to believe.
The Matrix is about kind of similar theme about a young middle-aged guy.
Yep.
Stuck in the monotony of his life, who's a hacker, who's living in a cubicle, and meets a couple people that claim that they can free his mind, and they do, and you go into this journey of what's real and what isn't, and how to achieve true freedom.
It's amazing to this day. People just use the term, oh, yeah, it's the Matrix. There's a glitch in the Matrix. And without realizing the influence of this movie that still is around today. Again, this is one of my favorite movies. Groundbreaking, genre inspiring. Some of the CGI maybe doesn't hold up, but whatever.
For the most part, it does.
1999. What did you think of, what are your thoughts on The Matrix, Anthony? You go first.
The Matrix. I love The Matrix. I liked it a lot as a kid. Upon rewatch, I liked it still. I still like it, maybe not equally as much, because there's really nothing like that youthfulness of being a kid and seeing this movie and just having your mind blown by the amount of action and the plot and all that stuff.
It's a superhero movie as a kid.
Yeah, I mean it's the cool kids action movie.
Yeah.
As far as this movie has a lot of similar themes to American Beauty and Fight Club.
Yeah.
For me, this movie's theme is the line from Morpheus, "Free your mind."
Yeah.
And it's about going out there and getting out of the monotony of the everyday life and figuring out what's real and what isn't. And there's a lot of existentialism in this movie. The action scenes still hold up. The bullet time stuff is revolutionary for its time. The third act, when he becomes the one and realizes he's the one, is still goosebump for me. Yeah, this is a really fucking good movie and still holds up.
Ruggs, thoughts on The Matrix then and now?
Well, when I saw it, I really, really thought it was a fucking cool movie.
Yeah.
And I've watched it so many times because they created something that had so much to it that it needed multiple viewings. And then it had the Animatrix support that came out right after the movie.
Animatrix was amazing.
And then they had the sequels.
Those were not good.
And the sequels kind of took the possibilities and kind of so you have the Matrix opens up this huge way of thinking, this world. What can humanity be capable of doing? And then in the next movie, it kind of does nothing with it.
Yes.
And
they blow the
very
potential. Yes.
Yeah. So there was so much potential that's
a big fuck up right there.
They opened up all of these great avenues and they just kind of forgot about them. And they added some other stuff that we didn't give a shit about. Like fucking ghosts.
Because when this movie ended, I wanted to see more adventures of these guys in the Matrix, where they can control everything and how different heists would get pulled off. And you got none of that in the fucking sequels.
Not really.
Yeah,
but
you got it in the Animatrix, which is why it's amazing.
At its core, it's about truth, right?
Yeah,
and how truth is something that's uncomfortable, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Neo has to make a choice. Does he want to know the truth?
Yep.
Or does he want to stay in his little bubble?
Red pill, blue pill.
Do you want to stay in this kind of society that they've created for you that will keep you complacent? And he said the people, there's so many fucking deep things. They say the people that are in this society, even though that they're human, just like you, they're going to fight you and they're our enemies because they want to keep it this way. And
what is truth? They're hiding the truth. The truth is what.
Well, no, not that they're hiding. They're willfully ignorant.
Right.
The humans that are in the Matrix. Because they said that every person on a subliminal level chooses to be in the Matrix.
Right. They had to create a program that you would choose to believe, and everyone chooses to believe it.
They choose to believe.
Well, Joey
this.
Pants' character wants to go back, and he thinks he's got a sweet deal with the machines.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He just knows that this life is not.
Yeah.
The truth is too uncomfortable for him.
I love that line where he's like, I know the steak isn't real, but it tastes fucking great, and I'd rather just live here, which I get.
So, like, it is like an existential film, and it's also about believing in yourself. It's about, like, having that belief that you can be something more than you know, or having other people tell you that something is true doesn't make it true. You have to believe.
The truth is, there is no spoon. That's the truth.
Well, I like that, the truth. I think it's also like the limits that society, or maybe even yourself, with like the example for Cypher, put on yourself, right? Like on your mind, and in terms of like, okay, what's really out there? Should I just stay in my lane and go about my life the way I've been raised and been taught, and this is what's comfortable for me, and this is what society tells me to do? Or do I go out there and I go out there and do I move to the different city? Do I explore different cultures? Do I travel? Do I try new hobbies? Do I do all these things? Or do I just stick with what's comfortable, like Cypher? And maybe like you go out and you do these things and you're like, this is way too fucking scary for me. I'm going to go back to what's comfortable. I'm going to go to my desk job and I'm going to work this job because you know what? The truth, or having true freedom, isn't worth it for me.
That's the thing. You take one of the pills, you can't go back. Now you know. But he said they were going to wipe his memory. They probably weren't. They're just going to kill him anyways.
Who?
But Cypher.
Oh, Cypher, yeah.
Yeah. They just wanted the codes to tie on.
He is literally, what he represents is what a lot of society.
Yeah.
There's this theory of like being comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it is uncomfortable, right? Like most people would not, they'd go out and they go, fuck, man. His is an extreme situation, but it's like, no fucking way do I want to do that. Do I want to like work hard and have to like earn my keep? No, I want to be given everything. Give it back to me. Give me back the easy stuff.
Right. But there is this idea, and it works on two different levels. There's the idea of the Matrix as a construct, and that what if we're all in this construct? And then there's like, you take it one step further, is that, okay, we're living in a construct that we created for ourselves knowingly.
Yep.
So there's the idea is that we're in the Matrix and we don't know it. Like that this whole human experience is something that maybe some advanced life has created as an experiment to enjoy. Or maybe we're all in a game right now. We don't know it. Okay. Or in a dream. But then on the other hand, so there's that rabbit hole. And then there's the next rabbit hole is like that everything that we've done as a society is a construct.
Yeah.
And we've created, like, as I said, people trying to say there's gender constructs, there's societal constructs, there's class constructs. There's so many constructs that we partake in, and we know that that they're not real. Like the idea of good and evil, it's a construct, right?
Yeah.
Like when a dog or a wolf or a shark kills another animal, they don't care about what's good or bad. They just do it. We have to sit there and figure out what's good and what's evil. We have to make up a guy that lives in the sky that's judging us. So all of these things, like religion is a big contract. So all of these things are parables or things that we can identify the Matrix in.
Well, Morpheus says it. When Neo asks him, why did the machines make the Matrix? And he's like, it's a system of control, which is what I always felt about organized religions. They were created to be a system of control over the people, which is why this is how it works. But back to all the things it did, like you mentioned, bullet time, changing special effects. And you see the influence in movies like Inception. This thing reboots existential sci-fi films. It's original, like all the other movies, completely original idea. Also led to a ton of bad copycats, as a good film will do. But there's so many things you said I wanted to talk about. One of the brilliant things is the concept of robots taking over. When this thing came out, it was so huge. It kind of replaced the dominant fantasy we had that was coming from Terminator 2, for the past decade, right? It was the same theme. Robots will take over the world, except they turned it around. They said, instead of robots are coming, this is coming, you can't stop it. They said this already happened, and you didn't even know it. You know, and X-Files was huge. Also, around this time, they were kind of doing the same thing. But the glitch, when they did that scene where he saw deja vu, and she's like, that's a glitch in the Matrix, something is changing. They're here. It made you like think about deja vus differently. Every time I play The Sims and I'm telling these little people to walk around, I like look up. I'm like, is somebody clicking on me right now? How do you know you're not in a simulation that's in a simulation? There is a whole simulation theory out there.
Absolutely.
That people think we are in a simulation, that this is the Matrix. It taps into that.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah. This fucking cyberpunk style, the way they treated the fight scenes was also...
Oh, can I jump in right here?
Yes.
Because I would like to say that as a person who watches a lot of anime and a lot of like martial arts films, this movie took a lot from those two genres that existed in Asia, and they either copied it, ripped it off, or whatever, but they put it in. Like Yang Mu Ping, everybody knows him as the choreographer for all of those Hong Kong films, and they used him to do all that. And then a lot of these gun battles are right out of anime.
The fucking
Ghost in the Shell.
The shootouts are amazing. And then this is the first time you see filmmakers pay attention and give care to the hand-to-hand combat scenes with the definitive style, something that, you know, also they inspired other movies to do. So just, you know, it's kind of sad. You think when I see that scene in the hallway with the black coats and just the massive shootout and the bullets, the shells falling down, and they're wearing the long black coats, I do think of Columbine that happened, I think, that year later,
really?
2000. Yeah, because those guys, they were clearly inspired by this scene. They had long black coats. They had guns underneath.
Trench coat mafia.
They looked like they came out of that scene in the movie. So, you know, it leads to good things and bad things, but it became...
Yeah, but you can't blame art on that.
No, you can't. But it was such a part of the culture, the pop culture phenomenon that inspired so many things. You could see influences of like Aliens and Blade Runner in this. And I also read Wachowski's told Fishburne to play their Morpheus like Neil Gaiman's Sandman's Morpheus.
But just think about this. Every name means
Trinity,
something.
Neo.
Like Trinity is supposed to represent religion,
right? Yep.
The love that I guess from the Trinity, that when Jesus is part of the Holy Trinity,
and the love is what kind of saves him,
and love is what his message was, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't know if the Wachowskis used, maybe Trinity means something else, but I think that they pick things that have multiple angles you can work into the meaning.
Even
like
Tank.
Neo,
what about Tank? Tank was just Tank.
No. Tank is just
could be one.
Yeah.
An anagram.
Yeah. There's one point I just thought of now, and I was thought of it before the show, and I want to bring it up real quick. Is there's themes we've talked about. There's one theme that they poke at, but they don't actually give you a legit answer, and they actually kind of make it seem like it could be both, and that's the theme of destiny or fate versus choice. And Neo is the one, so that would seem to indicate that there is destiny or fate in life.
She told him he wasn't.
But but she tells him, the Oracle tells him he isn't.
Right.
And she frames it in a way that to be the one, he has to choose to be the one.
Yeah. Oh.
Because she says, you aren't the one, but she says, but basically she goes, Morpheus is going to die, and either you're going to die,
right,
and you're going to have to make a sacrifice to save him, which he does die, or he's going to die. So she plays to his fact that he doesn't believe in destiny. He mentions it in the film. He's like, I like to think that I have a choice in the life my life is going, or the way my life is going.
Right.
So the only way to make someone in that sense choose their destiny is to give them the choice. And he believes that he is maybe not the one, but he believes that he has the choice to decide if he should save them. So the movie doesn't actually give you an answer. It can be both. It could be
free will and predestination.
Right. And Morpheus even says, don't think of things as right and wrong.
Right.
Think of it in a different way.
I think that one of
it's fucking deep.
The ways they try to explain the Oracle is that she doesn't know the future. She just is a program that knows how to like predict the future. and she does it with an amazing accuracy. But it's still not 100% decided. There still are variables. So, in a way, she does know what's going to happen to a degree, but not. It's still in the hands of Neo at the end of the day. What he chooses to do.
mean, look at all the things this movie kind of predicted that we see now, like our national aversion to reality, choosing to believe what's true. You know, everyone does that. You click on a thing and you're like, this is the truth. It doesn't matter. The case for the simulation theory comes from here. It made me think of the Mandela effect, where you swore there was a movie with Shazam and Sinbad doesn't exist. Is that a glitch in the Matrix? Did that exist? Was the Bernstein Bears really the Bernstein Bears, but then they changed it for some reason? You see the rise of superhero movies before Spider-Man and the X-Men came out, but it got audiences used to this kind of surreal way to move in the air like superheroes. But it made sense because it was a simulation. It was inside the Matrix. Also, this is the rise of the unlikely, non-muscly action star. Notice a lot of movies came out after this where the guy wasn't, your Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it was kind of your skinny, small, normal-looking hero action stars. I think it influenced modern movie fight scenes.
I would actually say that I'm going to push back on that. The rise of the skinny or normal-looking action star was Die Hard.
Oh, maybe started with Die Hard?
Bruce Willis.
But Bruce Willis was still kind of beefy, though.
But no.
Really.
I'm just going to say that in this kind of hand-to-hand combat thing, I think you had Bruce Lee, you had Chuck Norris and stuff like that.
And then after this movie, you got like Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim fucking fighting Kung Fu in that movie,
That's not right after.
It's not right after.
It's not
but
right after.
It leads to that.
That's a stretch.
You can follow the thread. You can talk about like Jason Bourne, how Matt Damon is not really the most imposing guy. Yet he's fucking Jason Bourne. There's threads.
I don't know.
Threads.
I'll push back.
There's threads. I think the fashion, it influenced a lot of fashion.
Sure, the leather became a huge. The leather and the black sunglasses.
Yeah. If you look at the flowing green data that they're looking at, their code kind of reminds you of fucking your Twitter feed of shit just flying by, and it's going so fast you can't even keep up with it. That it reminded me of that. Anthony, I think this was the rise of EDM since they used the Dust Brothers, and it made the soundtrack was huge. But the choice to use EDM was, I think, very unique in '99 for this action movie.
For the time, that was music that a lot of people weren't listening to.
Very
over here.
forward, like they were. It was ahead of its time. It's also interesting reading about this movie now how the red pill, blue pill thing, the take the red pill has kind of been hijacked by conspiracy theorists as like their slogan, and fucking right-wing nuts always say take the red pill and stuff, which is kind of weird.
Well, their theory is that all the media is telling you one thing, and they want you to look at something else.
Take the red pill and get away from
it. It does make sense that they're using it, but
And then as far as robots taking over the world, that's kind of happening,
Yeah. We're going to make it. We're doing it right now with our phones.
Yeah,
they know everything.
Learning,
they can hear everything.
Learning, and even the term life hack. That's like comes straight out of the content, the inspiration from this movie.
I mean, I think
hacking the Matrix.
I think the Matrix is way more than those things. I think it's just one of the first films that had a little bit of something rolled into this movie. So you had the action, you had sci-fi. You had existential shit. You had kung fu. The fact that you could download and know kung fu in like 5 minutes.
It's great.
I want to program you to fly a helicopter in 2 seconds. That's fucking amazing. I love it. Now, that's just shit that we do every day now in video games. Yeah. It's all over the place. Like, so many movies took that idea, like Limitless. Yeah. Like, for example, they didn't use the whole computer thing, but they did unlocking the human body to do what Neo did, and all that stuff. So it's like I feel like the repercussions of this film are huge, and all the movies after it owe something to this movie. I think
absolutely. You still see its influence.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Anything final thoughts on Matrix, Anthony?
What's your favorite out of the four?
So I was going to ask. I boiled it down.
I can rank them.
Okay, let's rank them now. We're toward at the end of this.
You want me to go first?
You go first.
You want scores too, or just how I'd rank these?
No,
four?
just rank the 4 out of 4.
They're all. I mean, I'll preface. They're all great movies.
They're all great movies.
They're all great movies.
Yeah.
And it's very tough to rank them, but I can actually easily rank them in my opinion. I'll start from the bottom.
Yeah.
I'll go number 4 for me personally, Fight Club.
Okay. Huh, interesting. Okay.
3, The Matrix.
Okay. Wow.
2, American Beauty.
Okay.
And number 1 for me is The Sixth Sense.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why The Sixth Sense is number 1 for me.
Okay, yeah.
That one is out of the 4. All 4 movies actually have. I wrote down one theme that they all have. They all have a feeling of being trapped or being pigeonholed into what you're supposed to be or what you think the answer is. Because even Sixth Sense, the kid is pigeonholed into like, oh, you're just crazy. Like, just say, draw happy things.
Yeah.
Just tell them what they want to hear.
Don't draw those things anymore.
Right. So, but I would say all the 3 of the those 3 of the movies really make you think about a lot of different shit.
It's about conformity. Conform.
Right. But Sixth Sense for me makes you think, but also appeals to the emotional side.
Yeah.
Because like you, Imran, by the end of that film, I was like, I think I might be in tears by the end of this fucking thing.
I was crying.
So just based on the fact that it drew the emotional reaction out of me, and the fact that it is still just as fucking clever without the twist.
Yeah.
I had to go with Sixth Sense being the best.
I did not think your lineup would go that way. I'm just going to go real quick. It's kind of easy. Number 4, I'm putting American Beauty. Number 3 will be Sixth Sense. And I can't decide if Matrix or Fight Club is better. They're so close. It's kind of a tie. Fuck,
you're watching the same film.
You are kind of watching the same movie. So Matrix Fight Club is tied.
What a wimp.
I go back and forth. Either like Matrix edges it out a little, but then maybe Matrix edges it out a little. I'll go Matrix number 1, Fight Club 2, Sixth Sense 3, American Beauty at 4. Rugs, what are your ranks?
Oh Jesus, Fight Club's the best for me.
Oh shit, okay.
Because I
wanted to put it at 1.
I really think that it's just the way the film is made is marvelous, and I really think that the book is great, and it really just. It affected me in a way. I mean, all of these movies are similar, right? They all have similar things, but it affected me in a way of me thinking about who I am as a man, and what does that mean? And I think that has opened up a lot of questions for me in my life. So the fact that a movie can make me question my existence of like, what's the purpose of me?
Yeah,
like, what am I? Why, what is this? And then the second movie would be, I would say, The Sixth Sense, just as in just acting quality.
Yeah.
And just the acting of Haley Joel Osment and how great he is in the film and how the restraint that M. Night Shyamalan had when he was shooting this and how Bruce Willis brought his A game. And the twist is great. And just all of the themes in this film are great. So I'm going to put that at number 2, and then The Matrix and American Beauty.
You know what? I have to change mine because out of all of these, when you said the Fight Club did affect me the most out of these 4 movies. So I'm putting Fight Club at 1, Matrix at 2, because that's really the bar. When you said that, I was like, fuck, that movie did affect me the most for kind of the same reason.
Yeah. I mean, like when you're growing up, and all of a sudden, you have this movie that kind of challenges who you are.
It flips your world.
In your bones.
Yeah.
Like the other movies, okay, like The Matrix, it's like it asks all these questions, but it's in such a sci-fi thing that it kind of, you can kind of like lose it if you're not really grabbing onto it. But this one like really makes you like holy shit, like, yeah, what the fuck am I?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
What is the point of anything?
Why am I buying? What am I buying stuff? What am I doing with this? What does this mean? Like it really made me think about that. Like a movie made me think about my whole goal in life at that time was I wanted to be rich.
Shit. Yeah, right.
And I'm like, well, I don't want to be rich anymore. Like, what does that even mean? Are they even happy? And I started to question being rich.
What is success? And I've known people who are make a lot of money and they're miserable. And I've always just enjoyed being poor and happy versus rich and miserable. I don't think you could be rich and happy. I don't think it's more money, more problems. Biggie
I think
said
you can be rich and happy.
Oh, I don't know. There's
I
more
think
you
problems.
probably can.
I think you can be. I think
so.
there's a pretty good argument to being rich and happy.
I think that you're good. Look, life's gonna suck either way. You might as well have stuff.
You might as well have everything in the IKEA catalog. That's fucking nothing. Good stuff, dude. This was great. I was pumped.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
For these movies for this year. Let's find out what the nation's favorite movies from that year are. News from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation. Oh, God, that's definitely a glitch in the Matrix. It's not supposed to happen that way. So, look, we definitely need to do more episodes on 99 and more episodes on other years, but this year in particular had a shitload of amazing movies. Let's hear from the nation. Nick Shev. I asked them, what's your favorite movies from 1999? Nick Shev says, Gamera 3. All other movies are insignificant.
Geek Boner.
I like Gamera 2 better, but yeah, sure.
Paul Gunter, Matrix, Mummy, Green Mile. Pat Downey, Toy Story 2, and Stuart Little. Toy Story 2 is an amazing sequel. Like it's so fucking great.
I just gotta say for Nick Shev, Camera 3, which I think I mentioned when we were just talking on our own.
Yeah,
it's probably one of the best kaiju movies of all time.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Wow.
In my opinion.
Wow. Do I have to watch 1 and 2?
You should watch 1 and 2.
Fuck. All right. I might want to watch all 3. Chris Williams says Office Space. Fucking fantastic movie.
That's an amazing film, too. That's another cubicle movie.
Yeah, another cubicle movie about breaking free from fucking conformity. The 13th Warrior. Was that with Antonio Banderas?
Yes. It was a retelling of Beowulf.
Oh.
But this time, instead of Beowulf being one dude, it's like a 13 warriors.
Galaxy Quest. Fucking great movie.
I have to watch that
My
again.
sister recently watched that. She read a story about it, never watched it. She loved it. She's like, I want to watch all the old Star Treks now. Like, it got her excited to. Galaxy Quest is fucking fantastic. Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. Iron Giant, possibly one of the best animated movies ever made of all time.
Oh, shit.
Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. That's a great movie. That's a lot like The Sixth Sense.
Yes.
And, of course, The Matrix. Blake Braden says The Boondock Saints or Office Space. Boondock Saints is a good one. Jamie Graben said Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Oh, wait.
Fuck that show.
Alex
Yeah.
Dusso was the one, Anthony, who posted a GIF that I didn't know what it was, and
It's from Big Daddy.
and you
right?
said it was Waterboy,
Right.
and it was from Big Daddy. I could
Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve.
Yeah.
I could see how you could think it was Waterboy. He's wearing
I
a
like.
fucking.
You know what? I like Big Daddy a
Big
lot
Daddy's
too.
great. Yeah, Big Daddy, great Sandler movie of my ear. Ron Hahn's Fight Club, Man on the Moon is
That's a great
fucking
one.
great movie with Jim Carrey playing Andy Kaufman. Life, I believe that's with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence, yeah.
Didn't get great reviews, but I like that movie a lot.
He
actually.
says I went a little obscure with the last two. Those are 2 good picks. Joe St. John says Sixth Sense, Fight Club, The Matrix. Joe, you're gonna love this episode. Roberto Rivera, Big Daddy, Office Space, Toy Story 2, Phantom Menace, Matrix, Austin Powers, and Pokemon the movie.
Oh, Jesus. Someone brought a Pokemon.
Fiddlesticks Winterbottom the Third says 1999 was a good year for movies. Matrix, Office Space, The Mummy, American Pie. That's a new one. That's a great movie. Great teen movie. Sixth Sense, Green Mile, Fight Club. I hope we talk about more than 3 movies.
Well, we did.
We did. There
American
you go.
Pie. Just a quick note on
Yeah.
American Pie was like the modern day Animal House.
Yeah, yeah. There was.
I mean, I remember literally every kid at my age was like, "Have you seen the movie? You got to sneak in to see this movie where the dude fucks a
Shannon
pie."
Elizabeth.
Shannon
That's what you need
Elizabeth
to
smoking
say.
hot. Dude, that year it was the last year of great teen comedies. Like, they're kind of coming back, but you don't really see those anymore.
No, you can't do
Well,
it.
you had that. You had 10 Things I Hate About
10
You.
Things I Hate
had
About You.
She's All That.
She's All That. Fiddlesticks says She's All That.
Varsity Blues, which
Varsity
is a
Blues.
very underrated movie.
Never Been Kissed.
Never Been Kissed.
Felix Winterbottom says, if you do pick 3 movies, they better not be American Pie, She's All That, and Never Been Kissed, and preface each review with how hot I look as a woman. You do look good, though. Thanks, Phyllis.
Yeah.
Cute, though. J.R. Flamin, American Pie, Varsity Blues, Iron Giant, Joey Austin, Arlington Road, Election, which is a very good movie, and Bowfinger with Eddie Murphy. That's a fun movie. John Bellotti Jr., Gamera 3. He says, haha, I beat you this time, Nick Chev.
Except you didn't.
You didn't.
Oh, Nick was the first one in there.
Nick had the very first comment on Gamera 3. Josh McClenny says, my brothers and I would watch The Mummy on repeat. That VHS tape was faded. But, this is another crazy thing on 99. You had movies driven by like your Harrison Fords, your Tom Cruise, big stars. And then somehow Brendan Fraser slips in and becomes this huge fucking star. And he's good. He's great on Doom Patrol. Justin Werner says Fight Club, Adam Morris, American Pie. I was that age, so going back and watching it makes me laugh every time for the horrible fashion alone. He says The Matrix, Office Space, Go. Go is a great movie by Doug Liman. Definitely watch that. The South Park movie in all its Canada bashing glory. All great movies. Now, the South Park movie was huge because we had been waiting for a Simpsons movie for years. South Park beat them to it and gave us some amazing foul language songs.
Yeah, it was like a very big satire.
I mean,
right?
Shut Your Fucking Face, Uncle Fucker. Like, that's the best song ever. I fucked your uncle yesterday. Tiara Kale says The 13th Warrior. And then other movies that I wanted to mention, I think we mentioned before, Go. Run, Lola, Run. It's a great video game take on video games. Any Given Sunday, it's a great.
Was it take on video?
Well, yeah,
games?
because remember, it kind of reset. Like
she has like a new life to do.
Yeah, she had a new life, and it was a time thing, and she had to get it to save her boyfriend.
Right.
It was kind of like
I gotta watch that again.
Also, fractured storytelling, which it just like started over. Any Given Sunday, great football movie by Oliver Stone. Being John Malkovich by Spike Jonze, amazing.
Three Kings, which is the same plot from the other two movies that we just watched.
The Five Bloods.
Triple Frontier. And the Five Bloods.
Three Kings by David O. Russell, which is that one has, is that Mark Wahlberg is in that one?
Yeah, Marky Mark and Ice Cube.
It takes place in the
what's his face? George Clooney.
Oh, and George Clooney in the Middle East war. They got to go back to get some shit. Eyes Wide Shut. We mentioned Kubrick's last movie with Tom Cruise. The Blair Witch was a sensation. And it made me mad when I finally watched it. And I was like, oh, that's it? Fuck that movie. And Magnolia, another Tom Cruise movie. Magnolia was great.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Does it take away the originality of the Five Bloods when you know that there's been two movies that were the exact same plot that came up before?
But the journey, Rugs.
I guess.
The perspective.
And the perspective, yes. You can tell the same story from different perspectives, but it's we're going to go back and get some gold back where we were. All right, good stuff, Nation. Thanks for giving us all your thoughts and selections. Let's finish up with some What Are We Watching? Well, I know Anthony's just been watching these 4 movies.
That's it.
You got, and we might be watching 4 more movies next week. We haven't decided. I got a couple of fun picks. On Netflix, there's this new series called Home Game. The jocks might like this one.
Jock and Nerd.
Anthony, this is a short docuseries. It's like 7 episodes, and each episode highlights a very weird, unique sport around the world that you may not know about. And it's fucking fascinating. They show you the rules of the sport, and each one takes you through like a championship run, and they're all like half an hour. So the first episode, apparently there's this sport that's played in Florence, Italy, that's been being played there for thousands of years, where they play on a sandy square pitch. There's nets and goals on either side. There's a ball. It's kind of like rugby. You got to get the ball, throw it in the net. Each team. I
feel like you talked about this already.
No, I talked about this on our Saturday hangouts.
Oh,
yeah, not on the show. Yeah. You may have thought that was the show. That was just us hanging out. But each
it wasn't a show.
It was just us being friends.
It was just us being friends. Each team has 27 people.
Oh shit!
Right? So you have like 5 goaltenders, 12 defenders, 12 forwards, and these people all look like UFC fighters. They're all jacked. Here's the game: one guy's got to go over, throw the ball in the net to get a point. How does the defense work? Well, when the whistle blows, you just start fucking punching people.
Oh, shit.
You literally pick a person and you take them down, you box, you hit them, and this opens an area for the runner to go through. So the rule is once you take a body down, you got to stay on the ground until a goal is scored. So right away when it goes, everyone just starts grappling and trying to take them down. And people are fucking punching each other. They're breaking their arm. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And the other episodes have like the Highland Games, roller derby, free diving, really interesting sports that I thought was, I was interested in, even though it was sports.
I like when Imran watches sports.
I watch sports.
I do too. I like that when he watches sports and goes and discovers things for the
Holy
first time.
shit, freediving. Have you heard about this? Also,
Running. Wow.
You can run. I also watched that the fucking Will Ferrell movie, Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga.
Was that good? It looked terrible.
It's your typical Will Ferrell comedy where he has a weird hobby and job, and in this one he's Icelandic. The whole thing takes place in Iceland, and he's like this man child who's 40, still lives at home. He wants to win the Eurovision Song Contest. Rachel McAdams is the girl he grew up with, and they sing together. And they did some things. Dan Stevens plays this Russian character that you think is going to be predictable and stereotypical, but he's got a little depth. They took you for a swing, and the songs are kind of funny. So it's like a whatever watch if you're in for a silly Will Ferrell movie. That's like all his other movies.
I just put it on and I watched the trailer. I'm like, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just okay. There's some funny songs. And then the first 3 episodes of Doom Patrol are out on HBO Max and DC Universe.
Did you watch Warrior Nun?
It's not out yet. It's out today, actually. Mm-hmm. I wanted to talk about July is a huge month for streaming. All the streaming platforms are putting out tons of shit this month. In fact, Netflix alone, I've seen articles, I don't know the exact number, but it's anywhere from 50 to 80 new things.
Oh, shit.
Meaning new TV series, new movies. In July alone, they are releasing. So this week, this is what I'm excited for. Hamilton filmed stage play debuts on Disney Plus tomorrow. I can't wait to see that. I've never seen it, and I've heard good things. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Warrior Nun debuted today on Netflix. Anthony, have you heard of Warrior Nun?
No.
David Zika posted this in the trailer in our Facebook group. The description is: after waking up in a morgue, an orphan teen discovers she now possesses superpowers as the chosen halo bearer for a secret sect of demon hunting nuns.
Oh, shit.
How does that not...
Geek boner.
That sounds great. I hope it's good.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to just check out the first episode.
I hope it's good. The Old Guard also comes out this week. That's that Charlize Theron movie where she's an immortal god based on comic books. More, another action movie of shooting in warehouses that Netflix loves to make. And then season 2 of Hana on Amazon, which is a great, great show about.
I have to get caught up on all the Amazon.
Based on the movie where this guy trains his 13-year-old daughter in the woods to be a fucking assassin, and she's badass. She goes out and they find out about her. So
there's so many things on Amazon that I have to watch. I got to watch with the guy from The Office.
Oh, Space Force? Don't. Did you?
No, not the other one on Amazon.
Oh, what's the one on Amazon?
Where he's like a government dude and he's got like an action series.
Irresistible.
No.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. You better look
this
it
is
up.
Painful.
Yeah, well, Ruggs didn't come prepared.
Yeah, there's that.
On my fault. I came prepared.
Hold on, let me look it up right now.
Hunters is great on Amazon. There's a lot of stuff on Amazon.
It's the clear and present danger. What was that guy?
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, but it's that they continue that series.
Yeah, Jack Clancy. Oh, Jack Clancy.
Yeah, Jack Ryan.
Written by Clancy.
That's right.
Jack Ryan is great. Watch that. It's like 24 but better. I really like it.
So I gotta watch that. I gotta watch Hunters. I gotta watch this new thing. What is it called?
Warrior.
I gotta watch Hannah.
Old Guard. Hannah.
Hannah. That's all on Amazon.
Anthony, any of these sound interesting to you?
What are we talking about?
Let's finish with
Imran's gonna edit all of this out.
I am not. That's too much work. I'm already putting in work with the podcast chapters. Did you guys even test that out? Probably not.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Right? It works, right? The picture moves and you can skip back and forth.
I love it.
Good. If one person uses it, I will continue doing the extra work.
I'll use
it. The last thing I just wanted to bring up is we got way more cameo shout outs from ECW Queen of Extreme Francine. I don't know if we need to play these. What, Ruggs, what are your thoughts?
Don't play them.
Yeah.
I can just describe what happened.
Yeah. You got a very nice shout out from her in a bikini.
So David Mobile, my biggest fan, who I maybe listened to the show because he did say something that only if you listen to the show you'd know.
Yeah.
But he went and he once again paid Francine, the Queen of Extreme from ECW, to do a shout out, but this time in a bikini.
Geek boner.
And I was like, hey, I was touched by that because this guy's been, shelling out dough to get these cameos. Yeah. $40 a pop.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I should do something nice for my biggest fan. So I wrote him, I filmed a little shout out.
It was very nice. We talked about it at the beginning. It's a great video.
Yeah. If you want to see what my boobs look like, and you want to see my my belly button and my treasure trail, you can go check that out.
Follow Rugboy on Twitter at Really Rugboy. We need more followers so we can get him.
I need more followers. This is insane that Imran has 1,000 followers or more, and I have 500 something.
I want to, again, I'm going to try to get you on Cameo.
It's insane. I don't like it.
I want to enroll you as talent on Cameo. Danhausen, I looked up his Twitter followers. He has 20,000 Twitter followers. So
he's more famous than me.
I guess he is. I guess we were wrong. But I'm still going to try to get you on Cameo. Follow Rugboy. Visit the show notes for this episode, jockandnerd.com/335 for links to those Cameo shout outs. You can watch them and how to follow us and links to everything we talked about, how to support, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. You never miss a show and turn your friends on. Hope you enjoyed these 4 movies. We might do 4 more next week. We'll talk about it right after this, Anthony.
Yeah.
What you want to do. But in the meantime, spread the word, listener. Get the show in your friends' ear holes. And we would be super grateful. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
I fucking loved it.
I fucking loved it.
Love this movie.
I love these boobies.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks. Get the fuck out.